We should be concerned about demographic implosion.
Why do you say that?
What he's talking about here is the birth-death rate issue, and that if the death rate exceeds the birth rate, then your demographic in whatever culture or country you're in will just implode slowly.
So if you look at countries like Japan, most of Europe, China, and you look at the birth rate in a lot of those places is only at about half of the sustaining rate. When you have an inverted demographic pyramid, so if you look at the pyramid and you've got age variation, 60-year-olds, 50-year-olds, 40-year-olds, 20-year-olds, like sort of a demographic pyramid.
Right.
And in some countries, it's like an upside-down pyramid, so it'll sort of fall over. It will not stand.
Elon makes it sound like it's just going to be a tragedy in the future if the death rate exceeds the birth rate in certain countries, but he doesn't understand that governments can easily incentivize people to create babies. They can just hand out cash, money, have some kind of financial incentive for you to have babies to make that birth-death rate positive and to have more people coming in than people going out of the system.
What we'll actually have in those countries is a very high dependency ratio where the number of people who are retired is very high relative to the number of people who are net producers. And so you cannot, the social safety net will not hold.
Yeah, well, look at all these countries who have been in war in history. Their birth-death rates have been wildly negative. There have been way more people dying and going out of the system than babies being born. And those countries have managed to survive and flourish. It's fine, Elon. Don't worry about it.
We didn't evolve for this because we sort of evolved to just always procreate and there wasn't birth control or anything.
Right.
Just like have lots of babies. It's like off the course and like hopefully some of them would survive. That was like all of human history until very recently.
Yeah, that's because most of human history has been a lot of suffering, and we were nowhere near our carrying capacity due to many things like people dying off in war, random diseases, just not knowing and being able to control our environment or in our own health. Okay, now that technology and healthcare has risen and the standard of living has risen and there's relatively decent world peace, we are basically able to get to our carrying capacity. So what Elon's talking about, and what I think he's talking about, is that we are sort of near our population carrying capacity. And that could seriously be a problem. Like, the world can't handle any more people.
And now it's, you've got cases like Japan where adult diapers outsell baby diapers. Europe's in a similar situation. China's headed the same way because they've had the one-child policy, and then even though they've relieved the one-child policy, the social norm has become to have an average of one kid.
I'm not sure if that's true. The social norm could be to just have an average of one son. But in China, many people are still very much concerned about having a son so that you can pass down your legacy.
So even when they relieved that requirement, it didn't change. You can imagine, like people sometimes say, well, what about immigration? It's like, okay, look, there's 1.5 billion people in China. Where is China going to get 700 million new people? Okay, that's like 3 Indonesias. It's like, it doesn't work. And the full gravity of this is not well understood, but will become a severe issue in the next few decades.